Hey guys, I had a sub ask me about my writings and pens I use, and she wanted me to show notes and my underlinings and stuff. And the thing with me is, I started getting into this, and I'm like, you know what? I don't take a whole lot of like writings in my Bibles. I don't do like I used to do it a lot more than I do now. More or less now, I'm more of a I do like lines like this where I'll underline things that are important to me, and then like here I used this actual pen, this Sakura back when I was doing that underlining, and it was working really good in this Church Bible Publisher Bible. Um, but when I do like the wide margin here, I use pencil a lot of the times. Now I use microns, but I do like to use pencil because you don't have to stress out about it. Um, going wrong on you. You can erase it, and over time it doesn't really change. It pretty much stays the same. You don't have to worry about bleed through or getting yellow or orange or weird like that with the paper. um, I use the like the mechanical pencils that are really thin, and they work really good on Bible paper, and then you never have to stress out about like, oh, I messed up and now it's there for life and yada yada yada. And sometimes that's not a big deal, but people like me that have like OCD problems where you can't, it's like I have to have my lines straight and stuff, but I'll mess up from time to time, and you just have to roll with it. But I just don't really take a ton of notes in my Bibles, but I am changing. I'm starting to look at using the back of my premiums, how they have the lined paper in the back, so you can start writing notes, things like that. And that's kind of a new process for me, so I don't have really a whole lot to share on the aspects of using pens and what pens I use, because for me it's kind of new with like gel pens and stuff. Not with writing in Bibles. I've been doing that for years. I used to overdo it and it would just turn into a mess. I have my Skittles Bibles video, and that'll show you. Like here, I like to draw. I did this with microns, and then with my colored pencils, these kind of mechanical colored pencils by Pentel. You can find other brands. These are old, really old ones, but you can find them at Bible book houses and online. Christianbook.com has a ton of those. But if you went and you grabbed my Bible bag, like if I put like I use this one here. If I even put a Bible in that, I usually don't, because it ruins them. It messes up the corners and stuff, so I don't use them for Bibles, but I use them to carry stuff, unless I have like a tiny Bible in there that fits nice and neat. But if you went and you opened up my bag, like, you wouldn't see all of these pins. These stay separate. These are what I carry with me all the time. This is going to be what I take with me. That's 2 microns, a good gel pen, a black gel pen. It could be it could be another one, but this is a good brand. This is the Uniball Signo. They work really good. And, the finer tip, the better. But I like these pencils, and then I like the mechanical pencils, which I can't find mine right now. I don't know what I did with it. But with a really thin tip, like the smallest you can get. That way, when you write your Bible, it's not going to stab into the paper. But I found out, guys, because I showed these. My daughter got me these for Father's Day. The plastic nib microns you have to be really careful with, guys, because it digs into the paper. It's a lot tougher than the felt tip micron. Like the 005 here is what I use for everything. And then this one is the plastic nib that I just now started using because I like this rose color. It's like almost a light brown rose, and it matches my new Canterbury. Isn't that pretty, guys? It matches the color perfect. So I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna start using that. I might even write little notes with it and stuff, because it just really matches up with the Bible nice. I like it. But be very careful with the plastic nibs. If you're not used to them, you're going to end up carving into your paper, and it'll go through like 3 different levels of paper. Ugh, horrible. But they do work really good. You just have to learn how to use them, before you just jump in and start using them in your Bible, guys. Practice with them on an older Bible, something like a cheap older one or something. I really like having this wide margin Schofield, but you can only find them at LCBP. Church Bible Publishers has a large print Schofield. Theirs is way more better print, and half the size of margin, so those work really good. But this is an old one I've had. Really like this one. It's the only Schofield I have right now, which is just crazy. Gotta get a new one. But I trust the microns. That's why I use them. This is the Micron 005 felt tip, and they're really good. I'm pretty sure that's what I used here. And this is Thompson paper. It's very thin. This old King James. They're thicker now. It's like the GSM went up a couple numbers on them now, guys, at Church Bible Publishers, so be aware of that. The King James has changed. You're not going to get this same thickness of paper anymore, as far as I know. So, yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that because I like the thinner paper, but I heard that it's pretty good, so I'll have to see. And here in my new NASB readers, the first edition, Allen, has thinner paper than the new one. But this paper is so good, guys. Regardless if it's thin and has a little bit of ghosting, I love it. But it doesn't go through. I mean, that was a really heavy line of micron. I went over this 3 times, that line, guys. So, as you can see, 3 times with a micron, and it didn't bleed through. It shows through, but hardly at all. So this is really, really good paper. Highly recommend Youngblood paper for any edition, because that Canterbury, it didn't bleed through at all. I mean, it doesn't even, you can't even see it. It's crazy. And then here's the focus, the Micron blue in my turquoise Cambridge. As you can see, this paper I think is 22 GSM or 24, somewhere in that. It's very thin. This is a super thin paper for a premium Bible. And you don't get bleed through. There's hardly any ghosting. So for that NASB Reader 1, they could have used this paper. It has a little bit less ghosting, in my opinion, but and it's just as thin. But you can see the line barely there under obtained. It's just not there. It's great. It works really, really good. I trust those microns, man. So that's what I use. I'm debating about using gels. I'm just not a gel pen kind of guy. And I don't know. I don't know yet if I'm going to do them. These are the G5s, and they do work good in Bibles. I used them in an older Bible, and they do work. And then these erasable Frixions work awesome. No show through at all. But the problem is they're erasable, and sometimes that erasable ink can be weird with heat. And when you do erase it, sometimes it leaves like a orangish, like yellow kind of shadow where the word was. But I think they're great pens. I've been using them, but you have to be careful with what colors you use, because this dark blue, it gets spotty sometimes. Like, it'll start flowing really well and then it'll stop. I haven't noticed that with the other colors though. But anyways, this is my mains right here. This is what I use all the time. And as I grow, I'll start showing you guys if I decide to really start going gung-ho and drawing more in my Sovereign. I'm just not sure right now. So anyway, sister, I hope that's an okay video for you. I really just don't have a lot of note stuff and writings to share with people, other than my Schofield that I've done a lot of writing in that one. So anyways, guys, love y'all, and we'll see you on the next review or whatever I have coming my way. God bless. Bye.